Hey YouTube! So I don't really have a plan, not that I've ever really got a plan, but this is my Aria Pro II Thor Sound. The other day I bought Elixir strings that I were going to put on the Fender Bullet, but I decided that this has been lying far too long without decent strings on it. This is one of those guitars that when I got it, it worked pretty well and I had decent strings on it, therefore I never really did any work to it, so I've never even been inside it. So today I gave the frets a bit of a polish, put Elixirs on it, and had a look inside, basically just to see what was going on. Not that there was anything particularly interesting in there really. So this is a sort of unknown one. I've had this maybe a couple of years now. It's a Thor Sound, like it says on the headstock. It's possible it might have had the model number on the truss rod cover, which is missing. So these are kind of weird. I think these were a European only release. I've only ever seen two versions of it. There's this one with the two single coils, and there's also a more Stratly out one, which I think is it's likely to have a 5-way lever strip switch rather than the the 3-way Les Paul type switch, with a scratch plate on it. And then if you look here, you probably not see it. If you look up an Aria TS300, that is what's meant to be the cheapest in the Aria in the Thor Sound line, and it's more advanced because it comes with coil split, extra knobs, and it doesn't have a scratch plate. And then they go up, so you get Thor Sound 500 and 600, and you start getting up to neck through and ultimate super fanciness, kind of this sort of thing, top of the range Japanesey things. Some of them are absolutely stunning looking. There's one that's got like almost a Fender, it's a BC Rich, the BC Rich Fender headstock shape that my bitch has got, and I think you got it in earlier ones. Kind of that, through neck, its own brand pickups, active electronics, crazy looking fret markers that are like big eyeballs, really stunning looking guitars. I kind of want one of them. But this is a little baby which never made it into any catalogues, and I think it's kind of the ultimate super budget guitar. This one has seen some mods in its day. So because it was cheap, it's kind of got that Les Paul Jr. vibe to it. So you've just got like a solid body, which I think might be Sycamore. I could be wrong, might be Ash. Because I've got an Aria PE 600 that's Sycamore that kind of looks very like this, apart from it's shiny. This is kind of more of almost a stain, quite a modern thing. It's not like poly coated. You can feel the grain through whatever it's painted with. I'm pretty sure it's original, the paint. According to the guy who I bought this off, the tuners on it were pants, which I do believe it's possible, 1982. So this has got Wilkinson Grover type things on it, which are actually very nice and, in my opinion, as good as Grover's, pretty much. Can't really tell the difference between them and real ones. And I'm not comparing it to the ones you get on Epiphones now, because the Grovers you get on modern Epiphones are not Grovers. Well, they're made by Grover, but they're not the same spec as real ones, or as high spec as these. The same shape, but just, you're kind of going, oh, it's got Grover pickup tuners, and you tune it and you go, oh, these are quite good. But normally when you get Grovers, you go, oh, these are really nice. There's a pure, you're turning them. Doesn't make any difference to the way the guitar works. And the saddles apparently break on these as well. So this one has a roller saddles fitted at some point. And the guy was quite lucky, whoever it was fitted them, because it is intonated, but if you wanted to pull that saddle back a bit further, you can't. You'd have to move the bridge. It's too strong, like a Telecaster. So they could have saved money there. This one has had a neck repair. See how there's not much of the body here below the heel, which I find quite concerning. Well, this one's actually split down here at some point. It's taken a knock, and the previous owner had drilled a screw in to hold it. Solid enough now. So serial number starts with a 2, 1982. Maple fretboard, 3-piece neck, which I don't know if I'll be able to show this up, but it's got the most amazing bird's eye figuring on it. Nah, see, you're not really seeing it. On the two, the centre bit seems to be quite plain, but just there, I don't know. I don't think I can. It's like a Schecter or something. Very bird's eye on the bottom side. Unfortunately, it's not as bird's eye on the top side. It still has a little bit, but this is the bit you see when you're playing. You know, this is the bit I'm looking at. I'm not looking at this super figured amazing looking bit. The 3-piece necks are fantastic. This has got a dead wide flat feeling neck to it. You can see it just looking at it. It's pure. It's really nice. 2 single coil pickups, 3-way pickup selector. That's it. Very, very basic thing. But now it's got polished frets. It was good anyway, but now it's good. My favourite strings on it, and it's cleaned up, and I'm really enjoying it. On news, I sold the Buckfaster Caster 31, which is away, and it's going to Australia. Not directly to Australia, unfortunately. I did look up. Some guy commented on my Facebook page. It was like, "Oh, I wish I could buy this, but I'm in Australia." And I was like, "Well, I'll post it." And I was like, "No, no way!" So I gave him the personal message. And I looked it up, and it said all UPS parcels and stuff are all on hold because of the COVID thing. And so I couldn't post it to Australia, but apparently his pal lives in Dundee, so I posted the guitar off this morning to Dundee. I packed it for international packing, took the neck off, put it in a small box and packaged it up. So that's off to Australia. So hopefully once once it all clears up and we can get back to sort of normality and I'm allowed to send it, the guy's promised to send me photos of him in Australia with the guitar, and I'm hoping that he's going to stand in front of a kangaroo or the tabletop mountain or some Aborigines or a Barbie or something, somewhere that couldn't be here, just like, because it will be the furthest away Buckfaster Caster. The furthest away Mad Malco guitar from Scotland. Currently there's one in Taiwan, because that's where my girlfriend is and she's got my decimator, so Australia's further away than Taiwan, so I'm kind of trying to globalise. I'm also thinking about getting t-shirts made, rather than doing it myself, which was always my plan. I think I'm going to do, when you look up YouTube channels, you always see folks selling t-shirts. I think you can get like an order thing where all I have to do is sort of design the t-shirt, put the option up, and then when somebody orders a t-shirt, they have to deal with the sizes and the postage, blah blah blah, and I get like a £5 or something like that. I think I don't know. I'm just, because I'm a cheap bastard, I like the idea of going and buying these for £3 each and then selling them for a tenner. But there's quite a lot of work in that, and then you start thinking, oh, what sizes do you get? Do you just buy a big, lorry load of them? And so it's not worth it. So I think they come out about £20, which I think is that not how much a t-shirt costs? I don't know. I mean, I don't buy t-shirts apart from when I bought these when I was in China. That's why I wear them all the time. I was over it. Is that they're how much? I think it was £28. I paid for 10. It was like all different colours. It's like, right, okay, I'll do that. And then pretty much all my other t-shirts I got for a £5 outside concerts, or the occasional. I've been buying Baby Metal t-shirts, which are 30 odd quid when I'm at a concert. So there might be, once I've worked out how to do it, there might be t-shirts available. I don't know if anyone will buy them, but I mean, that's one of those things. But you get people who wear like a Fender t-shirt or a Gibson t-shirt. Why would you wear that when you could have a Mad Malco t-shirt? And then, you could be in Texas or something. Folk are like, what's that? It's like, oh, some guy in Scotland. Oh, right. Because everyone in America's got Scottish relatives, pretty much. Well, if they don't have Irish relatives, they've got Scottish relatives, so they all like us. Yeah, so I'm just going to play about. I've now moved I'm not happy with it. I've got the tuner in the wrong place, but I've now incorporated the Joyous Dream, the Joyo US Dream, which I didn't even realise until I typed it into the description when I was doing the video. That it was like, oh, Joyous, as in Joyo for Joyo, and then US Dream. That's why it's called that, I think. And I put the Behringer Super Fuzz in as well. So I'm thinking of using this in the band because I've been enjoying using the Bullet, and I've been using it on 2 single coils. There's something about 2 single coils is just lovely. This guitar's a weirdie, so it's got like a sort of flat shoulder, quite a D-section neck, which is quite strange for this guitar, and then the body is sort of, it's kind of a wee bit like that Vantage, sort of, where it's a sort of SG crossed with a Strat. These bits are sort of SG, and there's an overall outline sort of Stratty, and then it's got Telecaster pickups, so it's kind of a bit of everything. And then I've got a Gibson scale length. I think this is, I don't think it is a Gibson scale length. I think it's a 25.5. Feels that way. It is a 25.5 inch scale, so it's Fender scale, SG shaped body, Telecaster parts, and general stratiness. Bit of everything. Oops. I'd actually been playing this particular jam earlier on. This is a baby metal song. So it was already in the pedal, that's why it sounded funny. Joyous Dream. The fuzz pedal and but it's a song in C sharp. might go into the other modes on the Behringer, since it's still new and I've not really worked out how to use it yet. Fuzz 2. Someone actually commented on my video saying, have you tried the in-between switches 1 and 2 on the Behringer fuzz pedal, so I'll do that. Yeah, so that's to not be halfway between. I'm going to try and incorporate that mandolin type thing a bit more since we're running it into the Boss OG1 after the fuzz. What was about use the stack in the box instead? I'll set it on the, must be just the fuzz pedal then. That's the US Dream pedal as well. Nothing could kill the single coil sound of this guitar though. Can the super fuzzy fuzz not do it? Maybe not the right tune and guitar for doing finger tapping, not that I can do it anyway. Turning the tone all the way off using the fuzz pedal's quite interesting. Try to do pinch harmonics, it's not really working, maybe it's because of the key it's in. So thanks. That was about the easiest baby metal song to play ever, even though technically that didn't really sound very much like the song. It's the right chords. I'm glad I dug this guitar out. It's one of those ones that I liked it immediately, and then it just never, because it had sort of alright strings on it and it was sort of set up, I never really did any work on it, but it's really springy. I mean, check out how loud acoustically it is. It's not plugged into the amp, you know. And the best thing is these are cheap if you can find one. I mean, even that one there, which is on, it's sold £300 for the 300, and it's like, again, I'm always going on about how shite modern guitars are, but really, I mean, if this is the basic one, okay, it needed new tuners. Apparently the original ones were crap. I've heard that before somewhere. And the saddles, whether they broke or whether the other ones were crap, I don't know, but the pickups are still original. Everything else is original. And if you look at like the fancier ones, the through neck or the partially through neck ones, they will have better pickups and everything. And as I say, it's like £300, something like that. And it's like, what kind of guitar do you buy for £300? Oh, you're not even anywhere near the top of the range Squire. You know, it's like for your, is it classic vibes and stuff like that, where you get one that's, I don't want to be super contentious, but the classic vibe, it's like pure, oh yes, we've taken the cheap Squire and we spent some money on paint. So we gave it a nice sheen instead of the crappy satin. We're not going to bother painting, you know, we're not going to bother finishing this neck. They've done that, and then it's like, £400 or £500. Like, what? And it's like, nothing. Not worthy of licking the boots of a guitar like this. But this is cheap because it's basic, which I really like. Kind of actually not dissimilar, really. I mean, that's 1983, so this is actually older than the Bullet. A similar sort of idea where you just, you know, you try and economise, and you still build it well, though. You don't compromise on sticking the bits together. You use good wood, good neck, simple bolt on, very simple bridge. They, you know, a luxury having the through stringing, but there must be a reason for that. You know, and it's just like, and then instead of having to route it out to take the pickups and then putting fancy finishes on it and stuff like that, you just have a scratch plate with 2 single coil pickups mounted in it. And it's that's what makes it cheap, but you still build it well. You don't make it all look fancy and amazing and then just build it like shite. Have you ever seen a Spear guitar? That, where you get one, I had one that was had the thickest maple, curly maple top, and it was like, you know, ebony fingerboards, and you know, it's Grover, I don't know, was it Grovers or Gotos or something, and Seymour Duncan's, and it was just like shite. It really was. It's called a Tomcat or something like that. And it looked sort of expensive until you got up close. You started going, all right, and it was like made by somebody who was into what it looks like, rather than somebody who is trying to make a guitar that plays really well. This is designed to not look fancy but play amazing. So that, I think if you go back to the original Gibson, you know, maybe not Melody Makers, like the LP Junior and the, you know, that sort of thing. That was their plan, was that they were going to make guitars that were very simple and basic and didn't look as good as the real Les Pauls, but they were still really high quality, so people would buy it as their first guitar, absolutely love it, and then after a couple of years, once they started gigging, they would buy a more expensive version of the same guitar from them, which has some working in it. I mean, I can sort of see how that would work with a guitar like this as well. Although, to be honest, if you bought this guitar, say you bought it new in 1982 as your first guitar, and you played it like mad for 10 years, and you went, Aria Pro, fantastic, I got this guitar, you know, I don't know how much new, maybe probably about 150 quid, 100 quid, something like that in 1982. So 1992 you go and go, right, Aria Pro, they're amazing, I'm going to buy an expensive Aria Pro, and you blow 300-400 quid on an Aria Pro Super Strat made in Korea out of plywood, and it's nothing like as good as this. It's like, so it just kind of doesn't work. Aria Pro kind of lost it. Well, all guitar manufacturer in general lost it at the late 80s when they stopped making them in Japan, and then suddenly whoever had the great idea of, hold on, we don't need to make good guitars, we just need to make ones that look good. So instead of £100 to build a guitar, sell it for 150, £20 to build a guitar, sell it for 150. But yeah. So, there's my pitched harmonic. I need to get used to using the volume control with it. Was that fuzz pedal on? It's the Behringer fuzz pedal on. See, I don't even know it well enough to know that it's definitely on. So you get, if you turn the volume down, kind of clean, then you play it a bit harder, turn the volume up. Rock on. I should have some new guitars to do tomorrow. I decided to do this video rather than fix up a couple I've got sitting gathering dust. Not gathering dust as other people's guitars, but you know, they keep getting shunted down the line. I feel a wee bit guilty about doing that Buckycaster because that's one of mine, and I do actually have a couple of guitars that are other people's. So the owners aren't bothered about it. Sorry, Scott. I don't think you're in that much of a rush for your guitars. I will get onto them, and I will do them. I'll do them tonight, actually. Now I've said it, I'll have to do it. Rock on, and was there anything else? I keep forgetting to say something. There's something I meant to say in the video yesterday, and I can't remember what it was. I remembered it as soon as I stopped it. Don't know. Anyway, hope you're all rocking. Catch you later.